Hello, bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, that's Renu. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Harsha, bonjour. Alrighty, I'm just gonna wait for everybody to join, maybe just for a minute, and then on peut commencer. Thank
Hi.
you so much, Harsha, for turning your camera pour allumer ton caméra. Thank you, Renu. I know it's a Sunday, and we don't want to turn on our cameras, but ça sera mieux. It'll be great si vous pouvez le faire, if you can do that. All right, I hope you are able to hear me properly. Could you please write LFWA if you're able to hear me okay, if you're able to see me okay, if everything looks fine on your end?
Yes.
Merci. Merci beaucoup. If your mic is turned on and if there's a baby in the background, please turn it off. Life is for the living. Bonjour. Alrighty. I can see a couple of more LFWA. Merci beaucoup pour ça. Thank you so much. All right. Et on commençait l'enregistrement. We started the recording. Parfait. Merci beaucoup. Alrighty. Okay. Donc, bonjour et bienvenue at the Masterclass presented by Learn French with Anx. And I am Niru, and I'll be your host and friend for the coming hour. Today, we will be discussing some really interesting things. Mais avant ça, just some housekeeping rules. Numéro uno. That's Spanish, by the way. Allume ta caméra, s'il vous plaît. Allume, ça veut dire turn off. Turn on, not turn off. C'est fermé. Allume ta caméra parce que t'es magnifique, t'es belle. You're beautiful. I would like to see you. I would love to see you. If you can turn on your camera, I know it's a Sunday again, and you'd like to just sit back, listen to me. But if you can turn on your camera, ça sera mieux. That'll be great. I'll really, really appreciate it if I can see you guys. Amara, thank you so much for turning on your camera. And who else I need to thank? Okay, Sheetal, merci beaucoup. Maria, life is for living. Again. Harsha, merci. INT, merci beaucoup. All right, parfait. Règle numéro 2, rule number 2, allume ton micro when you want to talk to me. If you want to talk to me, you can raise your hand, allume ton micro, turn on your microphone, and you can just add a point. Just say, c'est intéressant, mademoiselle, if you find something interesting. No question is a wrong question, and compliments don't hurt me. So you can ask me a question, you can give a compliment, give your feedback. Je vais l'apprécier. I am going to appreciate that. If you are an introverti, if you're an introvert or an overthinker who just thinks, oh, should I raise my hand? Should I note? Just raise it, okay? And I would really, really want to hear from you, okay? Alrighty, and this is the first time I am conducting this masterclass with LFWA. So if you're wondering who I am, allow me to introduce myself. The Parisian way. So I am a fun-loving person. I am passionate par la randonnée, le camping, la lecture et l'écriture. I enjoy hiking, camping, reading, and writing. And that's how I define myself. Because, like the Parisian, that's what the Parisians say, life comes first, work comes second, right? Mais en plus de cela, I truly enjoy meeting TEF-TCF aspirants and helping them untangle and simplify a French un peu. I can't simplify it too much, but un peu. And I try, j'essaie. Je prends aussi la santé mentale très sérieuse. I take mental health very seriously, both mine and my learners, because I believe the right mindset and bon état d'esprit is essential for learning a language. En plus, professionally, I work as an English language assessor and a French coach. So I am trained to teach English and French as second languages. So that was me. C'était moi. Do you have any other questions for me? Are you curious about anything else that you want to know about me? If yes, allumez ton micro et parlez avec moi, as we discussed. No, okay. Alrighty, très bien. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Now, I know you can see a quote on my screen. That was me. That was about me. And I definitely want to know you more. I want to know my audience today. So I just want you to do this petite activité, a little activity. So what you're going to do in the chat box, s'il te plaît, you are going to write 3 things. 1, your preferred name. What should I call you? How should I address you? Second, your level of French. Vous êtes A1, A2, B1. You are in a tef-tcf prep class. You've given your exam. You're just beginning. You're a budding learner. Whatever your level is, and the name of an interesting story. Now, this story can be a story that your grandmother told you, a movie, a novel, a legend, perhaps. Kids' bedtime story. I love kids' bedtime stories, so you can just put in any one of those. Let me go ahead and write mine right away. So my name is Niru. Je ne suis pas sûre de mon niveau. I don't know my level. I'm going to write enseignante because I'm not in a class right now. Donc, je vais l'écrire. And today I have so many stories, but Dead Poet Society, it's a movie, and I really liked it. So I am going to put that as the movie or story that I have heard and enjoyed. All right, now it's your turn. I'm looking at the chat box. Ianthe, Avon, Nancy Drew. Okay, I'm going to take notes of all that list of stories. The summer I turned pretty. Stacy, Bevan, merci beaucoup. Okay, let me take a note. All right. Intéressant. Okay. Stacy. Thank you, Stacy, for letting me know your name. I would have called you Life is for the Living, for forever. Nishka. I hope I'm saying your name right. Emily in Paris. All right. Vous adore la mode. You like fashion. Mon prénom, Shri. Merci, Shri. Enchantée. Je suis AE. Just started. Très bien. Merci. Is that a story? Merci. I don't know if that's a story, but if it is, I'm going to look it up. If not, if you missed it, please put in the name of a story that intrigued you. We need the secret. The secret. Okay, is that the book? There's a book as well on that. Shubashri, TCF preparation. The intern. Wow, interesting choice. Merci. Carol, deux. Harry Potter. Okay, series. Bravo, I like that too. Shalab, Shalab. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. If not, please allumer ton micro and correct me. Giving exam in October this week. And Godfather, I think its sequel is coming too. So I want to be excited about it. Rahul, Avon, Pursuit of Happiness. I love that story and it's based on real life, I guess. Très bien. Ça, je fais à deux niveaux. And what is the story that you like? Urpita. Urpita, Agatha Christie novels. I read almost all of Agatha Christie novels, and
It's Harsha. So I don't know whether I wanted to write like I'm at level 2. So is that correct in
oui,
French?
c'est ça, exactement. Parfait. But
Merci.
what is the story that you've heard and you've liked? Are you still thinking?
Oh no, the story. I don't read books.
Oh, but you watch movies.
Yeah, not series. Only Bollywood movies.
Anything worse? I love Bollywood too.
Yeah.
Okay, just think about it if you can put in something. Mehul. Lord of the Flies. Très bien. Wrong, Paris. I've seen that trailer so many times. It's on my list now, Lexima. Lexima Enchanté. Hammer, prep class. Prep class, ça veut dire TCF, TEF. Sherlock Holmes. J'adore Sherlock Holmes too. Hammer, c'est ça? C'est TCF, TEF, prep
Yeah,
class.
a TCF prep class.
D'accord, merci beaucoup, merci. Ravine, and Friends. J'adore Friends. Beaucoup, beaucoup. Okay, Ria. BE, life comes first. Life comes first. Work comes second. Bravo. I like that. That's the Parisian way. Okay, Rose. Beautiful name, Rose. BE, New Amsterdam. Chandima, Adu, just started The Sandman. Oh, I finished The Sandman. There is an episode where the Sandman gives a goblet to a guy who sits in a restaurant, and that part is my favorite. Renew TCF preparation, friends. Okay, we need to make a friends club and learn French with friends. I guess so. Anchorman, Mission Impossible series, TCF préparation. Très bien. Beaucoup d'expérience dans la classe. A lot of experience in the class. Samira, à deux, Moana avec mes enfants. I love Moana too. I love the first part, and the second part was okay, but I like Moana. She's very playful. Tejas. TCF preparation. Vincenzo. I need to be looking at more K-dramas. The name's foreign to me, but I'm looked that up. Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much for sharing that. If somebody is still thinking about their favorite movie and they're taking their time, I am going to wait for you. All right? But merci beaucoup. Gurjeet, BE, Tale of Two Cities, Chetan Bhagat. Oh, I'd wonder. Chetan Bhagat was my first book, and I think I read one night at the call center when I was in class 9. Okay, parfait. Merci beaucoup, Gurjeet, pour le partager. I have just bought up, bought to you this coat and Ice Age. Merci, Sheetal. This quote from Dead Poets Society, and this is un peu philosophical, but I really liked it, so I just wanted to share it with you. Donc, en français, it would be la médecine, le droit, le commerce, l'ingénierie, ce sont de nobles poursuites nécessaires pour assurer la vie. Mais la poésie, la beauté, la romance, l'amour, ce sont ces choses qui nous maintiennent en vie. And that would translate to la medicine, le droit, law, commerce, business, l'ingénierie, engineering, ce sont de nobles poursuites. These are very noble pursuits nécessaires pour assurer la vie, and they are necessary to sustain life. But poetry, beauty, romance, love, these are what we stay alive for. It's very beautiful. It touches my heart every time I see it, and I just wanted to share it. All right, so we are going to move forward to the topic of the day, to the reason why we are here today together. Franglais. So, this is the first thing we're going to discuss, and we are going to talk about a couple of things. Franglais and expression du jour. So, deux choses qu'on va discuter aujourd'hui. Franglais, when you see this, what comes to your mind? What do you think that might means? Oh, demon hunter. Sheer demon hunters. I've seen that. The girl sings and they kill the demons. I liked it, but that was my first, I think, K-pop. I don't know if it's K-pop, but I think it's K-pop. That was my first rencontré avec eux. Okay, Ria says combination of English and French. That's Franglais. Intéressant. What about others? Do you agree with Ria? Agree, disagree? Or have you heard about it before? Have you heard about the term, le terme franglais avant? French with English fillers. Intéressant. French with English fillers. Maybe English with French fillers too. Oh, we don't do that, right? So I recently discovered that les Québécois, because Québécois, they don't stay in Quebec all their lives. They keep moving. Sometimes they move to the cities and states, maybe not to live, but to travel. And about to speak anglais there, right? And c'est extrêmement difficile. It's extremely difficult for them to sustain the English language because when a word like solution, question comes in that language, they would simply say question, solution, and they won't be able to speak it the English way because that's how the mind's registered. Okay, merci beaucoup. Like Louisiana, Creole. Oui, exactement, exactement ça. Okay. Yep, that's how we do it. A lot of channels, a lot of people have mocked Franglais as well in the past. If you want to say something or share something, just raise your hand or unmute yourself. Okay, Vinita, I see votre micro est allumé. Do you want to say something? No? Okay, okay, parfait. All right, so when you écoutes French, t'es peur, you don't expect fun, but aujourd'hui, I just want you to interact, parle, échange, dialogue, and curiosité, right? And I hope you understood the sentence because parle, it's to speak, échange is exchange, curiosité is curiosity, and je suis sûre que when you hear those words, when you see those words, it's like, oh, wait a minute. English has a similar word too, but it's just not pronounced the same way, right? The language I've been using is Franglais. It's a mix of Français and Anglais. Very intriguing for bilingual learners. It can be very useful if you adapt to it. It often happens naturally when bilingual speakers switch between the two languages in the same sentence, right? Sometimes you use English and your native language because you're just trying to find that word and you're not able to do that, right? Donc, ça peut vous aider. It can help you. It can help learners make connection between the two languages. I do teach English and French as second languages, so my class has Chinese speakers or speakers who doesn't understand English or French or my native language, and that's when on peut utiliser pictures, actions, body languages to teach. Donc, ce n'est pas seulement une chose que vous devez utiliser. It's just not one thing that you need to use to parler ou comprendre ou apprendre, to learn, to understand, to speak a language, right? So we are just going to discuss Franglais, we're going to discuss the expression that you can use. And I wrote a story today. So we will be discussing a story in Franglais towards the end of the session. Donc, ne bouge pas. Ne bouge pas, ça veut dire don't move. Just be in your seat and écoute-moi. Ça va? I'm also going to, from time to time, throw some expressions in the chat box, or I'm just going to be verbally saying it. You may want to take a note of it. You will listen to these expressions all the times. I listen to it in podcasts, in your tef-tcf practices. You may also want to use some of them in your speakings. You will hear them for sure, and someday they're going to help you crack a listening exercise too. Right, so you may have by the end of the session around 50, 50 expressions that you can use, right? Okay, also one more thing. J'ai la toux aujourd'hui. I have cough, un peu. J'ai la toux. So if in the middle I start coughing, I might have to fermer mon micro. All right? And that's a funny story. So 2 weeks ago, I had the flu. So I had to explain to everybody, j'ai la grippe. J'ai la grippe, I have flu. And then 1 week ago, I did not have fever. I just had cold. So I would have to say, j'ai attrapé la rhume. J'ai attrapé la rhume, mesdames. And I would just explain that to everybody. But now c'est seulement la toux. It's just the cough. So I just keep on explaining that. So 3 phrases pour le seul problème. Parce qu'il change, because it kept on changing from time to time. Alrighty. So as I said, today I've collected expressions qui sont extrêmement useful and can help you écoute as well as parle. Okay? Right. Now you might have felt if you're in A1, you might just be learning, but in the first class, in the very first class, you learned the first word. Quel est le premier mot que vous utilisez? What is the first word that you learned maybe in French? Can you tell me? Maybe put it in the chat box. What was the first word? Bonjour. Oui, exactement. And if somebody says bonjour, how are you going? Oh, désolé. Intéressant. Très bien. Parfait. All right. Désolé. I learned bonjour as well. Ça va? Ça va? Oui. All right, Chetan said Sava. If you have to respond to Chetan's Sava, what would be your response? Merci. Très bien. Intéressant. Ça va bien. Ça va bien and ça va bien. Exactement. Je vais bien. Merci. Très bien, merci. So we all have our go-tos. Ça va très bien, merci. Yep. We all have our go-tos. We all just have a réponse automatique, an automatic response. Pas mal. Okay. Parfait. Comme ci, comme ça. The life is just on the edge. Okay. Métro, boulot, dodo. Just working, traveling, and sleeping. Mettre, boulot, dodo. That's the expression that I use sometimes during the weekdays. On weekend, pas mettre, boulot, dodo. Only fun. Alrighty. Okay. So when I ask you, comment allez-vous? Comment ça
What
va?
is the meaning of this? Metro bulo dodo?
Metro, boulot, dodo. Metro is it's metro, but in this expression, metro is just a mean of commuting. So usually during the weekdays, what you're doing is you're traveling to work. You are working. Boulot is job, you're working. And dodo is dodo, sleep, right? So when your life is just about traveling to work, coming back from work, and then sleeping. So it means that it's pretty busy and it's monotonous. It's just, repeating the same thing over and over again. Monday to Friday. Yeah, boring. It's boring. It's getting boring. It's just on autopilot mode. It's just happening. Right? Donc, c'est ça. Mettre, boulot, dodo. C'est l'expression. All right. So we were talking about, I hope that answers your question. Please let me know si vous avez une autre question, if you have another question. Okay, so when we do that, when we respond, je vais bien, je vais très bien, in English, merci. Oui, ennuyeux. So when we are doing that, what's happening is we are giving a réponse automatique. I noticed that when my friends are talking in the circle, I would listen to them and say, interesting. And I think I might have used that in French as well today. Intéressant a lot. So that's my go-to. I always use that. And that's what we do in French as well. We listen to something and we have an automatic response, right? Merci, de rien, je t'en prie, pas de problème, right? That's your go-to. That's something that you always use. So what happens in our brain is three things that I've put on the screen for you right now. One is pattern recognition. Your brain has learned the common exchange, and it's just repeating that. It's just using that. If I'm sleeping and I just wake up, I'm half asleep. If you say bonjour, I would say bonjour. If you say comment allez-vous, I would say ça va bien, right? I don't have to think about these expressions, and that is why I'm able to listen to them faster, respond to them faster, and my conversation is fluid. My fluency is better, and c'est parfait. Somebody would say, "Oh, votre français, mademoiselle, c'est très bien." Right? So they might just say that because I recognize those patterns. But when they're going to ask me a complex question, maybe I don't understand that. Maybe mon français n'est pas très bien. It's not so good, right? Second thing, it automatically comes because it's highly repeated phrase. In your listening exam, in your listening test, in your listening audios, you will notice that the phrase people say, people use, they repeat them over and over again. Especially at A1 and A2, A1 and A2 niveau. So if you know those expressions, it makes your life très, très facile, very, very easy. This phenomena is called chunking or habitual response. In English, if you haven't gone to school for the first 3 years of your life, you've still learned the language. Why? Because your brain was chunking. It just observed everything around itself and it just registered, right? The CPU registered everything. And now you're able to respond, you're able to function with that language, right? So brain is an autopilot. It knows the script, so you don't need to think or worry about, right? And that's what we need to, how we need to train our brain en français so that when something comes in listening, we're not translating. We know that what they said, right? So that is why I feel personally, people can have different opinions, but personnellement, je pense que français, franglais, c'est très utile. Franglais is very, very useful. Premièrement, it's going to boost your fluency. You're going to speak faster. Deuxièmement, your confidence is going to be built. You know what to say, you know what's coming to you. And when you're listening, if let's say there's an expression that says je sais pas, it's written as je ne sais pas, but when you speak in fast French, it's je sais pas, and je and ne it's not really heard. It's like a snake hissing. Sh is a sound. Je sais pas, right? Je sais pas. I don't know. And if you hear that, you might have an idea if the conversation is negative, and you might be able to take a guess, right? Comprehension aid, right? For instance, if somebody says marche pas, ça marche pas, or marche pas, it means not working, and that might be your hint to the answer in listening, right? And it's a very courte phrase, very interesting. It's a very easy phrase, but it has a meaning. If you know the meaning, if you know how it's spoken in fast French, you can actually recognize it. You don't have to translate it, and you can kind of take an educated guess towards your answer in comprehension orale, in your listening, right? There on the screen, I have some expression and automatic réponse automatique that we usually say, but I think you all have taken a couple of A1 classes and you're more than that. Donc, je pense que vous avez déjà familiarisé avec des expressions. You're already familiarized with those expressions, right? So I'm not going to read them out, but you're free to look at them, okay? Alrighty, I'm just gonna tell you a quick story about myself. I got a B2 in comprehension orale listening in my first attempt. That was January 13, 2023. I needed a B2 plus. I got a B2. I needed a B2 plus. In my second attempt, so January was first attempt, March 3rd, 2023, 2 months after, I got a B2 plus in comprehension écrite and oral, listening and reading, and I got a C1 in writing and speaking. Now, what changed was between these 2 months was that I invested a lot of my time in listening, recognizing those sentences, recognizing those expressions, those patterns of speech that I chose to ignore before, because initially my goal was to, just not being able to embarrass myself in front of my speaking examiner. So I focused a lot on speaking. So this time I tried to take my time and I looked at those patterns. And that's why I know that this works. This strategy really, really works. But tone matters. The way we write things, we don't speak them the same way. The French people, they eat a lot of words when they say it, right? Intonation matters, the tone. Sometimes an angry person, they're going to sound different than a person who is happy, right? So that tone can help you understand in comprehension orale, comprehension, expression orale, when you're saying things, that matters. And that song matters that they sing, because language has a rhythm. Every language has a rhythm. And sometimes, me and my brother do that while being around. So a lot of Asian accents, how to differentiate between a certain, let's say a person from Japan and a person from China, is the tone, the rhythm in their language. We don't understand the language, but you can definitely understand the rhythm, and you kind of catch that and you start to understand, right? Désolé. More examples like je comprends. Je comprends, I understand. Je comprends pas. Je comprends pas. It's not je ne comprends pas. Je comprends pas. Je comprends pas. Right? It's that fast. And if you know that chunk, if you know that contraction, if you know that the spoken way, you'll be able to catch it. But if you don't know that, it might just sound somebody's babbling. Somebody's not even saying a word. Why are they producing sounds and not words? Right? You might be feeling weird about it. Okay, if you have some such stories, please put it in the chat box. Je sais que je parle trop. I sometimes speak a lot. Okay. C'est insupportable. What does that mean? Can anybody tell me? C'est insupportable. C'est insupportable. Ok, je vais le mettre dans le chat. C'est insupportable. My friend says that people are protesting for a certain thing, and I say, oh là là, c'est insupportable. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? What does that mean? Anybody? No? It means, ouais, exactement. Mm-hmm. Not tolerable. Thank you, Arpita. Mehul says not sustainable. Any other guesses? It's not working. Mm-hmm. Ça va? It's not working. Good answer. Okay. All right. So yes, c'est insupportable is I don't support it. I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate this kind of behavior. Smoking in public, c'est insupportable. I don't like it. Right? Or my brother just, messing around, throwing stuff. C'est insupportable. Je ne le supporte pas. I don't support it. Right? So yeah, it's not tolerable. I don't like it. I don't support it. Je sais pas. You have heard this all the time. Je sais pas. Je ne sais pas when you write it. But when you speak it, je sais pas. Je sais pas. It's je and pas. Je sais pas. It's different, right? Do you know what that means? Je sais pas. Je sais pas. Do you know where the book is? No, je sais pas. I don't know. Yes, Samira, that's right. No idea. Yep, I don't know. Je comprends pas. Je comprends pas. Not je, but je comprends pas. Je comprends pas. Written form, je ne comprends pas. Je ne comprends pas. What does that mean? I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
understand.
understand. Yes.
Exactement. It means I don't understand. What are you saying? What is this language? Or if I'm saying a word and you don't understand it, you can say, Mademoiselle, je comprends pas, je comprends pas, I don't understand it. Ok, parfait. Là, c'est un peu compliqué. Ça ne me dit rien, ça ne me dit rien, ça ne me dit rien. Doesn't give me anything. Ça ne me dit rien. I'm just gonna paste it. Ça ne me dit rien, ça ne me dit rien. Ça ne me dit rien alors. Do you want to go out swimming with me? Ça ne me dit rien. Mm, mm, mm. Pas exactement, but good try. C'est un peu idiomatique, je pense. I say nothing. Mhm. Okay, ça ne me dit rien means it doesn't matter. You're close, Arpita. Très bien, yeah. I am not interested. Oh, definitely, you can speak like that. No. Spoken form is different from written form, and you can definitely speak in contractions and like that. C'est tout à fait acceptant. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it, and I'm not interested. C'est ça. Ça ne me dit rien. Ok, je n'ai pas envie de. Je n'ai pas envie de. It's just fast. It's not wrong. It's just fast. And in spoken form, ne is hardly heard. Donc, c'est tout à fait d'accord if you use it. OK. Je n'ai pas envie de. Je n'ai pas envie de. Je n'ai pas envie de. I don't feel like. I don't feel like. For example, aujourd'hui, today, je n'ai pas envie de sortir. I don't feel like going out. Right? And if it is j'ai envie de, it's the opposite. Right? Okay, similarly, a lot of expressions like this you'll be hearing when you're going to do your listening practices. You're hearing a podcast, you're going to see people throwing these expressions a lot. Okay, ça marche, it works. Ça ne me dérange pas. I don't mind, ça ne me dérange pas. For instance, would you like to go out pour un film avec moi? Would you like to go out for a movie with me? And if your friend says, or if you're here and listening, ça ne me dérange pas, your question is she going, is she not going? Ça ne me dérange pas, my friend means, I don't mind going. I can definitely tag along if you're going there and you have a ticket. I don't want to pay for it, but if you have a ticket, ça ne me dérange pas, c'est pas un problème pour moi. It's not a problem for me, and I can definitely tag along with you, and we can have fun at the movies, right? Ça ne me dérange pas. Very interesting expression, and j'espère que c'est utile pour vous. I hope it will be useful for you. Je ne suis pas libre, on the other hand. If somebody says je ne suis pas libre, I am not free. It's the opposite, right? Ça ne me dérange pas is a negative sentence, but it has a positive connotation, right? I don't mind. I'm okay with it, is what it means. But je ne suis pas libre is a negative sentence with a negative connotation. Je ne suis pas libre is like politely saying, no, I'm not free, I'm occupied, I can't, right? Ok, merci beaucoup pour votre réponse. Je suis heureuse. I'm happy that you're able to respond to the expression. On continue. Alrighty. La technologie, c'est un peu difficile. Technologie is un peu difficile pour moi, je pense. Okay, so we are going to look at this letter from Ali to Elodie. Ali and Elodie are friends. They are trying to make plan. But when Ali calls Elodie, Elodie doesn't pick up. It says the phone is not in the range. And hence, she decides to write a letter to Elodie. The objet of this letter. Objet, the subject, is d'accord pour vendredi. Are you okay? Are you good to go for Friday? Because they decided to meet on Friday. And they want to passer le temps ensemble. Passer, to pass. Le temps, time, ensemble, together. They want to do that. Who would like to go ahead and read? Please help me. J'ai le tout. My throat hurts. I would want somebody to please,
I
please.
can read.
Oh, merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Allez-y. I hope you can see it properly.
Yeah.
Merci, Osha.
Elodie, ton téléphone portable ne marche pas. Bon, alors, vendredi soir, qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Je te propose un concert de Frandor. Est-ce que tu connais ce chanteur? Ou au 3 mai,
Matt.
Matt, le film de Polanski, le pianiste, le pianiste au cinéma. Should we read Max?
Yeah, it's a
Max,
noun. So Max
yeah,
can do. Okay.
Max Slender. Frandol, c'est à 20 h et pour le pianiste, la séance est à 19 h ou à 22 h 30. Est-ce que tu veux manger avec moi? À quelle heure? Et on se retrouve où? Je vais chez toi, tu viens chez moi, puis Ali.
Merci beaucoup. Parfait. Very well read, Harsha. Thank you so much. Right. I'm going to read it again. Could you guys tell me, I do that all the times in my class, so I'm in a habit of doing it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much of it were you able to understand? On a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 2, maybe a 5, maybe a 10. Give me a number, s'il vous plaît. If you want to take your time to look at it. Okay, très bien. 9, 10, 6, 8, 7. Parfait. Bravo, bravo. All right, I'm teaching you for nothing. You know everything already. Je suis heureuse. Bravo, merci beaucoup. All right, for the 7s and 8 and the 6, I am going to discuss this again, okay? And we are going to look at the pronunciation. In the meantime, for those who says 10, please try and find those expressions du jour, those expressions that we use all the times, and maybe try and put it in the chat box for others. Okay? All right. Donc, Elodie says ton, your téléphone portable ne marche pas. It doesn't work. Ton téléphone portable ne marche pas. Bon. Okay. So, alors, vendredi soir, Friday evening. Now this goes in one go. Just say it in one go. Qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Qu'est-ce qu'on fait? And you don't need to really understand what each of the alphabet of the word means. Qu'est-ce qu'on fait? What do we do? It just means that in all the situations, and it is going to be written like this all the times, pronounced like this all the times. Qu'est-ce qu'on fait? What do we do? Friday afternoon, Friday evening. Je te propose. Je te propose. I propose you. Not the propose on Valentine's Day. It's I suggest basically, or I have this idea I want to share with you, and I want to ask you out for these options. Il y a deux options, two options. Première option, un concert de Franglais, a concert of Franglais. Now, this again is an expression, just goes straight in one go. Est-ce que, it's just, it's not like E-S-T-C, you know, everything is pronounced just S and then que, est-ce que tu connais ce chanteur? Est-ce que tu connais ce chanteur? Which means, do you know the singer? Franglais is what she's talking about. Or trois mat. Trois mat is, I think, is the group. But you're free to Google it. Please let me know as well if you find it. Le film de Polanski. Polanski, il est un acteur vraiment connu, very famous actor. Le film de Polanski, le pianiste. Pianiste is a very famous movie au cinéma Max Linder. And this is at the cinema Max Linder. Franglais. C'est ta. Make liaison here. C'est ta. T is pronounced. Otherwise, independently, the T is not pronounced. It's c'est. And it just sounds like c'est en anglais. But when there is a vowel next to it, so c'est ta. And we never forget our liaison when we are saying numbers and heure, because heure starts with a vowel sound again. So 21 heures, 21 heures, c'est à 21 heures. Et pour le pianiste, and for the pianist, la séance. Now, séance has three different meanings. It can be a session, it can be a screening, and it can be a show. So here, because it's c'est un film, so this is a screening. Now, there are two screenings. La séance est à 19 heures ou à 22 heures. 22h30. Again, the same expression. Est-ce que tu veux manger avec moi? Do you want to eat with me? Est-ce que tu veux manger avec moi? À quelle heure? You hear à quelle heure? The answer, if you're listening to two people talking, à quelle heure will always have just one answer, a time. Right? Because à quelle heure, ça veut dire time. What time? Et on se retrouve. Retrouve, to meet each other. On se retrouve. We meet each other où? Where? Je vais chez toi. And now, if you hear the sound, it's not really a long pronunciation. It's like je vais chez toi, je vais chez toi, tu viens chez moi, je vais chez toi, tu viens chez moi. What is chez toi and chez moi? If you know, please put it in the chat box. Chez toi, chez moi. Very useful phrase. Oui, chez toi and chez moi. Thank you, Risha, Khalid Hassan, merci, Samira. Male Harsha. Okay, everybody knows. Oh là là, c'est parfait. Voilà, vous êtes vraiment, vraiment intelligente. At your place, at my place. Exactement. Chez toi, chez moi. Where am I? Je suis chez moi. I am at my place. And you are? Vous êtes chez toi. Vous êtes chez toi. Bees. And we never read it bees. I used to read it as bees. Nobody corrected me. But it's bees. Ali. Okay, c'est ça. Now I'm just going to show the next screen and yeah, the expression. Nobody gave me an expression du jour. Okay. Any expression, one last chance. An expression that you feel can go into the table for expression du jour, the expression that you hear all the times. Okay. No? Pas de problème, je vais vous aider. Ok. Voici. J'ai là-dessus. Qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Merci. Ouais, exactement. Okay, so you have a list here, and I have added the pronunciation part too, how you pronounce that. Marche pas. So It ne marche pas. But à l'oral, in the speaking, souvent, ça marche pas. Ça marche pas. Okay? It's just marche pas. Marche pas. Mon Wi-Fi ne marche pas. Mon Wi-Fi ne marche pas. Right? Alors, alors is, it can be a filler. It also means so, right? So, in the letter, alors was just a filler. Alors, qu'est-ce que tu veux boire? Qu'est-ce que tu veux boire? And the prononciation, c'est ici. Je te propose. Je te propose. À quelle heure? À quelle heure? Bon, qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Est-ce que tu veux chez toi, chez moi? Ce sont des expressions courtes, vraiment, vraiment utiles, je pense. And this is a journey. It's something that goes on. You keep on adding these expressions du jour in your vocabulaire. And I prefer learning expression and not words. But of course, everybody has personal preference. But I like learning expression because they're very handy, they're very useful. Je pense que c'est vraiment utile. Pour moi, je pense. Je suis désolée. Can somebody help me out? Oh, we have an audio. A colleague of mine at work was kind enough to record this for us. So I am just going to play Ali's response. It might be un peu vite because she said it really, really fast. I wanted her to, post down, but I couldn't ask her to redo it. But we are going to listen to it. You have the script in front of you. I'll try to play it twice. Would request, I'll ask Ankita to share that with you as well. Its original version is available to public, and we would share that with you. Okay? Donc, on écoute maintenant. Allez-y.
Bonjour Ali, c'est Elodie. Bon, évidemment, ton téléphone tombe sur répondeur. Et moi, mon portable ne marche pas et je ne sais pas pourquoi. Alors, au vendredi, j'aime bien Frandol, mais j'aime pas beaucoup les croix-mains. Les gens fument dans la salle, c'est insupportable. Bon, sinon, d'accord pour le film de Pulaski. 11 avant, on peut aller à la taverne et puis manger les flambes quoi. Non? C'est juste à côté du cinéma, ça te dirait? Si tu veux, je vais chez toi. À 8h, on mange et on va au cinéma à 10h30. D'accord? Ça marche? Je te rappelle. Salut, à plus.
Ouais, c'était un peu vite, je suis sûre. Were you able to understand un peu, maybe? Do you want me to repeat? Or would you like to listen to it in your own time later on, perhaps? Oui, no. Question mark. What was that? Madame, c'était quoi? Je ne peux pas l'écouter. A little bit hard to follow the transcript. Okay, ça va, oui. It was fast. Yeah, she was fast. C'était très rapide. Ouais, that was my response too. Oh, mais oui, je suis désolée. If I slow it down, it's too slow. Donc, I didn't want to change the way it sounds. But we have the original version. Donc, let me not play it again. And you later on. Okay. Ça marche? That works? Oh, ça marche. That works. Ça ne marche pas. It doesn't work. Expression du jour. Désolée. Ok, évidemment. Evidently. Je tombe sur ton répondeur because she didn't pick and it just went to the voice the voicemail. Yep. So she's just saying évidemment, of course, evidently, I am at your responding machine, and you're listening to me. Whenever she's listening to her, she says, mon portable ne marche pas. My portable ne marche pas. It doesn't work. Et je sais pas pourquoi. Je sais pas pourquoi. Je sais pas. Not je ne sais pas, mais je sais pas pourquoi. I don't know why. Alors, pour vendredi, so she answers, pour vendredi, for Friday. J'aime bien Frandol. I like Frandol. Mais j'aime pas, I don't like. J'aime pas beaucoup les trois maths. Tramat, I think this is a hall where they were trying to enjoy the Franglais show. Because she doesn't like le trois mats beaucoup, parce que les gens fument dans la salle, c'est insupportable. So then she says, bon, so anyway, sinon, d'accord pour le film de Polanski, d'accord, d'accord, ça veut dire okay, this is your sign. It's a positive connotation. So she agrees pour le film de Polanski. On dit n'avons, right? It's fast. It makes liaison, it makes this music. And we need to really, really train our brain to listen to those expressions. Donc, on dit n'avons. We can dine before. On peut aller à la taverne pour manger un flammekuche, no? Un flammekuche. You want to Google it. It's just a dish. It looks like a pizza, but it's not. No, c'est juste à côté. What is à côté du? If you know à côté du, maybe you might be able to answer a question in comprehension orale. Juste à côté. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire?
Next to the cinema.
Next to, besides, yeah. Next to, besides. Exactement. À côté du cinéma. So, we eat and then we go to cinema. Merci beaucoup. Tout le monde pour les réponses. You're fast. Rapide. C'est juste à côté du cinéma. Ça te dirait. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? Ça te dirait. And people use it a lot. Ça te dirait? Ça te dirait? How does that sound? Ça te dirait? Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? Ça te dirait? What do you say? Wait, would you like to? Yeah, yeah, ça te dirait? Would you like to? Would you like to do that? What would you say? Exactement, merci beaucoup. Samira, Arpita, merci, merci beaucoup. Si tu veux, if you want, je vais chez toi. I'm going to come to your place, chez toi, à 8h, 8 o'clock. And I think when it's written like this, when it's spelled, you can understand liaison. So T and H or T and E makes liaison because H doesn't have a sound. So 8h. That's how you make the liaison. On mange et on va au cinéma à 10h. Now 10 is D-I-X, X. Ouais. And then H-E-R-E-U-S. So 10h. X becomes the sound. 10h. Okay, 10h30, 10h30, d'accord. Ça marche, that works. Je te rappelle. I'll call you back. Salut, à plus. À plus. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? And when you say it, à plus. When you have to so I think the whole phrase is what was I saying? À plus. À plus tard. Yep, that's what I was saying. I'm sorry, I can't put in the accent, but it's à plus tard. That's the whole expression, but the expression courte is à plus, later. Yep, later. See you later. Yeah, sometimes you meet again the same day. So à plus, see you later. Right, exactement. That's how you use it. Très bien, merci beaucoup. Okay, I think we've already done the expression. I am going to skip that. Now I want you to meet somebody. René Étiemble. René Étiemble, he actually helped me understand fourth and fifth sentence. Okay, Samira, fourth and fifth sentence. C'est un peu difficile pour trouver le numéro. It's a bit difficult for me to understand which one's fourth and which one's fifth sentence. Could you unmute yourself and maybe help me out? Fourth and fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Les gens fument. Les gens, people, fume. Parisians, they fume all the time. Everybody smokes in Paris. So they fume. And salle is room, so they smoke in the room. And that is why she doesn't like trois mats. She doesn't like trois mats because people smoke in there. She likes Franglais, but she doesn't want to be there because people smoke there. Okay? And c'est insupportable. I don't support that. I don't accept that. I don't want that around me. Donc, c'est ça. C'est insupportable. All right? Avec plaisir. Okay, René Étiemble, we were talking about him. We're running out of time, and je suis désolée. And thank you for hanging on towards the end, until the end. With just one more thing to do. I really want you to hear my Franglais story. I spent some time writing it. So, René Étiemble, word Franglais was popularized by him in 1960s, and he's a French writer. If you'll search him on YouTube, he has very, very funny interviews. He mocks people, he criticizes people, French people, because there's so many words of English en français. It feels like they just are tweaking the sounds of English and they're speaking English, but they're really speaking French. So, I mean, the lesson here is that so many words in English are spelled the same. They're pronounced un peu différentes. Donc, it makes our life easy, a bit easy, if you know that. If you are running late for something, I know it's already no. Please say au revoir. Please say, Madame, je dois partir, so that I can say bye-bye to you, okay? And that's your go-to sentence. Je dois partir. I have to leave if you have to leave. Miles Kington, my favorite. I have read. Yep, allez-y. Okay, raise your hand if you want to say something. I have read a lot of articles written by him. He writes in Franglais. He's very humorous. He's a journalist, and again, reading these Franglais writings are very easy for beginners, for intermédiaires, because you're looking at phrase, you're looking at words, but you're not really using 100% of your French brain to comprehend what it is. Donc, it's interesting, it's funny, and you enjoy it. You don't really have to stress too much. And in the way you actually learn phrases, and you also learn the context. When you're learning English, when you're reading English and French all together in a paragraph, you understand, okay, in this context, I can say c'est insupportable. I can say ça ne marche pas. I can say si tu veux, right? Des expressions comme ça, je comprends pas, all that. So yes, let's move forward. The last part, I'm gonna take maybe 7 more minutes of you, and this is interesting. I mean, I found it interesting, but you can definitely put your reviews. Okay, this is the Franglais story written by me, écrit par moi, and see if you can comprehend it. Okay. For A1, for A2, I'm not going to translate it. I want you to try and understand it with the context. Okay. Just take a note of the words that you can understand towards the end. We can discuss that. Okay, so it goes like this. Donald was a petit enfant with a curious mind. Tous les matins, he'll wake up and start to demand all sorts of questions. C'est quoi ça, maman? C'est qui? C'est où? Aujourd'hui was no different. Donald demanded, c'est qui, maman? And maman said avec patience, c'est qui quoi? Donald, confus, demande, bah, mais pourquoi? Maman, vraiment, vraiment occupée, looked at him, pointing at un homme, and responded, c'est un man avec un masque on his visage. Donald, voilà, I knew my manners too soon. Mais pourquoi is he breaking the verre de fenêtre of our car? Maman, extremely busy with her work, dit. Je ne sais pas. Now, Donald needs to find the truth lui-même, without any aide. He decides to go dehors and demande de étrangère what his deal was. Donald, excusez-moi, monsieur. Étranger, surprise. Qui a dit ça? And he turns, he sees no one. Is là, Donald. Ici, monsieur. Étranger looks down and he says, Oh là là, t'es mignon, t'es qui? Donald. I'm Donald. It's my voiture. Pourquoi you're breaking the verre? Étrangère. I am un cambrioleur. It's my job to steal. Donald. Je comprends. Ok, merci. À plus. Étrangère. Adieu. Adieu, you say when you don't want to see the person again. Adieu. Donald retourne to the maison and appelle la police. Jason from America picks the call. Jason just moved to France and knows un peu français, like some of us, like moi. Donald, he's on the call now. Bonjour, monsieur. La police. And if you have seen an English-speaking French, it goes like this. Hello, c'est qui? Donald. My name is Donald. Un cambrioleur is stealing our voiture. Police. Jason. Comment le sais-tu? Donald. I demande him. That's how I know. La police. Demande qui? Donald. La cambrioleur alors, monsieur. La police. Il est où? Donald. In the rue. Maintenant, in my maman's voiture. La police. Where do you live? What is votre house numéro? Donald. Now this part is extrêmement difficile for Jason. It's house number 2999. La police. Parle slow, s'il te plaît. Je comprends pas très bien French. So, 2999. C'est correct, Donald? Non, monsieur, c'est 2999. La police. Parle slow, s'il te plaît. Je comprends pas très bien français. C'est 2999. C'est correct, Donald? Non, monsieur, c'est 2999. La police. Ok, je comprends now. C'est 2999. Paf, it can't be right. Now his head is spinning because it's a long number for a house number. We only have 30,000 houses in the country, Donald. Oui, monsieur, I live in 30,000 minus 1. La police. Bah, 2999. Your professor needs to teach you better. Donald. Bah, no, I said it right. La police. Well, if you say so, kid. He doesn't believe him. Now, what is your numéro de téléphone, Donald? He has his hand on his head. Oh là là, you know what, monsieur, laisse tomber. Laisse tomber. The cambrioleur has left with the car, and Mama will notice it après her work. She will rappel you. Au revoir, monsieur. La police. Attende, I need to stop the crime. And the call drops. Et c'est ça. C'est le fin. Est-ce que vous avez compris? Were you able to understand it? Oui, non, peut-être. Where is my audience? Oh, t'as compris. Merci. Ok. 4, 5, 6. Ok, 7 personnes ont compris. C'était intéressant. Merci beaucoup, Asha. Merci beaucoup. I was nervous about this part, honnêtement. Okay, because I'm not a very good actor. Merci beaucoup, Ahmed. Merci beaucoup, Lexima. Alrighty, and we have a lot of other Franglais stories out there. Miles Kington, remember this name? Maybe look him up. And if you have time enjoy the stories. Franglais is very fun, very interesting way to learn French. And of course, everybody has their own politique strategies. But I'm an ardent reader. I love stories. I love all sort of stories. And that is why maybe I really like Franglais stories. So, Sheetal, merci beaucoup. So I would encourage you. Merci beaucoup. MS, je sais pas votre nom, but merci beaucoup. Merci, Ria. Okay, and I encourage you to read more. One of my teacher, her name is Hélène. She is from Ottawa. And she told me la clé secret, the secret key to read, to learn language, c'est à lire. It's to read as much as you can, to listen, to train your ears, okay? And I'll wrap it up with one quote. Make mistakes while you are in the class so that you don't make them when you are in the exam. All right, and c'est écrit par moi, famous person, okay? All right, merci beaucoup. C'est tout. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll be happy to answer your questions. All right, je suis ici pour 2 minutes. Merci beaucoup. Merci infiniment. All right, if no questions, je vais laisser tomber. Si vous devez partir, vous pouvez. Merci beaucoup, Vinit. Merci tout le monde. Thank you so much for being here and listening to me avec patience. I know I have run out of time. I have taken 15 more minutes than I promised, but thank you so much for being here. Merci beaucoup, Shaima. D'accord, à demain, Lakshmi. Bonne nuit. Bonne nuit à tous. And bon matin for people who are in India. Chanima, merci beaucoup. All right, au revoir. Merci. Oh, I forgot the last slide. It has my picture on it. C'est ça, c'est moi. Un grand merci. All right, au revoir. Bonne nuit. Merci. Okay, I'm going to wait for you to leave. Merci.